try to. You're live. Okay, we're gonna try to. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's better. All right, everybody, how we doing tonight? Just get started here, so we're going to give it a couple of minutes. We're going to be talking about UFOs. We're going to talk about indigo children. We're going to talk about close encounters of the third kind and close encounters of the fourth kind tonight. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Should be a lot of fun, and so we will get that going. So,
hi, everybody.
Everybody hear me okay? Somebody was saying there's a problem with sound. Is everybody... just let me know that you can hear us. Okay, I guess. Loud and clear. All right, perfect. All right, awesome. Okay, so before we jump into the video, I would just ask that everybody be decent, family-oriented channel, and just be kind, be nice. If you are not, my moderators will boot you out of here. So, please be decent. As you can see, I have my guest tonight, little prepper lady, and she is joining me for this chat. So we're going to get into this here in just a second. But again, once we're done talking, if you have questions, guys, we would like you to do all cap locks. So a couple things. I picked up a phone to use for call-ins,
which I had to set up for him so that everybody could call in.
Yes, she set it up, so I let her take care of that part of it because I am from a generation that is not mechanically inclined with modern technology. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. It was very, very warm today here at the homestead. It was like 86 degrees, and we did get an afternoon shower, but not bad at all. So, all right, let's get into this topic. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff to go over, and we're going to talk a lot about a lot of different things. I definitely want to get what? Can't see your head in one eye. Oh, nice top. Nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's hot out.
I was going to say, I was trying not to show a lot of cleavage tonight, guys. All right.
It's hot.
We're being silly. Yes, it's very warm. It's very warm. So, anyhow, talking about UFO, we'll start out with just regular UFOs. Now, a UFO, obviously, unidentified flying object. So, a UFO can be a lot of different things. It could be, like if you want to go out to Area 51 and they're doing a lot of experimentation out there with airplanes and stuff like that. And so they're unidentified flying objects because they don't want people to know what they're doing. Okay. We're not going to be talking about those kind of UFOs. Okay. We're talking about the kind of UFOs that are stuff that you see that is completely unexplainable, that scares the crap out of you and makes you want to wet your pants kind of stuff. So I'm going to talk about first something that happened to my mother when my mom was a little girl. Now, my mom is super, super religious, as you guys know, when she was on the live chat with me. And this is an experience that happened to her when she was a little girl. Her and her brother had gone down to one of the local watering holes to go swimming. And they were walking home. And she said to me, she goes, "Ed, I will never, ever forget this experience. It scared the crap out of me." She said they were walking back home. They looked up into the air, and there was 3 discs, silver disc, just stationary, sitting there. And they saw them, and it scared them so badly that they literally ran all the way home. And so that is definitely, an experience at that age and in that generation, in that time frame, that you didn't hear a lot about UFOs back then, so you didn't really know a lot about what was going on. But she related that to me very, very long time ago. And so, and my mother is very, very honest. I mean, she's as honest as the day is long. So with her, with that experience, I was really glad that she shared that with me and stuff like that. You got to remember, a lot of times pilots that see things, hey, Forex, thank you for the donation. Fourth kind is real. See the Nelson photos. We're going to get into the fourth kind. Absolutely, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. But yes, the fourth kind is absolutely real, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But so anyway, so the experience that she experienced at that age, again, and pilots a lot of times won't report things because they don't want to be made fun of and stuff like that. And they always try to explain everything away.
Except for now, did you see that they are now encouraging individuals who are in the Navy, I believe, to report things that they are seeing to their commanding officer because they're trying to keep things under wrap. And there are so many reportings of it. They don't want people, speaking amongst each other and things getting almost like telephone. You remember the game of telephone,
yes,
right?
Yep.
Where one person would say one thing to one person and it would just get misconstrued. So they want them to come to their commanding officer and tell them what it is that they saw.
Type of stuff.
Right. So that things don't get, misconstrued that way. So, it's becoming more and more of a conditioning thing where they're conditioning to us,
to put it out there.
That there are unidentified flying objects,
right.
And more people are seeing them and witnessing, those types of events. So
right, that's cool. That's very, very cool. I think next time we're gonna have to switch seats because I look like huge.
Somebody actually said that in the beginning.
Right.
You two should switch because I'm so short and
yeah, that is funny.
It's it's the way that the camera angle is,
yes.
And it's weird, and I look like I'm not looking at you properly, but I'm actually looking at the camera and I'm looking at him. So I mean, it's whatever.
My CO said you didn't see anything. That's funny. Well, there was that incident over in the UK with that Air Force base.
Back then. Now they're changing it around.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that from personal experience, some of the things that I've seen when I was at my other property that I had, which again in the middle of the woods. Hey, 4 times. Richard Hoagland confirmed this many years ago. Okay, well, thank you. And thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So from my own observations, different things that I've seen, okay, when I was at my other property that I had and middle of the woods, late at night, no background lights and stuff like that. And we're watching the sky, looking at the stars because I love that. That just is, it's an awesome experience to just do that. And I saw something way, way, way out there. And the thing was moving so fast, it was literally like I could take my finger and do this. That's how fast the thing was moving. And it was a light source. That's what you saw. And it was not a shooting star or anything like that. And it was to see that, and I knew what it was. And I thought that was amazing to be able to see that. But I knew it was nothing in our Earth orbit. I mean, it was way, way, way out there. So, and you think of all the things that have happened with the space station that are some are reported and some are not, and those type of things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things in the news, and I feel like it has a lot to do with conditioning us to...
TR3B. Heard of TR3B? Somebody asked that. No.
No, I'm not sure what that is.
I'm not sure what that is either.
But there's a lot of things in the news recently, and on social media, and with the report, with the Navy officers going ahead and letting their commanding officer know that they're seeing things in the sky. So there are things out there. I mean,
right.
How selfish of it would us to be to think that we are the only ones in the universe? Obviously, right. There's a higher intelligence out there
than us.
And there's a lot of explanations for that, which we'll kind of get into a little bit as far as the chat goes on.
Right.
We have some things written down, some notes, that we want to go over with you guys. But
hey, Austin, aliens will know SATF is coming before we do.
Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. Yep. And thank you for the donation. They know a lot of what happens way before we do. I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of the videos where a spaceship has an unidentified flying object has flown over the top of a volcano. And there's video of this out there, and it shows them beaming something down into the volcano, and then they take off. I don't know if they're getting power from that as a power source or something to that effect.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. They're obviously taking all of the power sources from the Earth as much as they can.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of magnetism around the Earth, especially the core of the Earth.
Well, and there's certain spots like Stonehenge is very, very strong.
Or Yellowstone, places like that. There's been a lot of encounters around that area as well.
Right.
Where, there's a lot of seismic activity, and they can use the magnetism from that in order to create energy.
Right.
Because they're way more intelligent than we are. So
absolutely. Yep. I agree 100%. So let's see what we got.
I mean, my belief, and this is just my belief, I don't know how you feel on this, but I feel as though, we get some of our technology from them.
Yep.
They allow us to have only a certain amount of it because they don't want us to be too smart, but they want us to have some of the technology that they have in order to advance us as a species.
Well, you look at, guys, if you look at the technological breakthroughs that we've had, okay?
Just in the last decade.
Right. And, let's go with the last 100 years, okay? We went from pretty primitive to where we are now, where the technology is just unbelievable, and a lot of it is reverse engineering from crash spacecraft and stuff like that, like the Roswell incident. Obviously, they changed all that and everything like that, but that was a true event, obviously, that happened, and the people that were there that saw it, they know what happened.
And they're still covering it up.
And
to this day, they're still trying to cover it up. So whatever happens, during that time, they're still trying to keep it under wraps.
I believe 100%. I have seen UFOs since a very young child and have been taken several times.
Me too.
So, yeah, you know what? And so let's talk a little bit about the fourth kind. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually, and this is something, guys, I want you to look up, okay? Nome, Alaska, all right? Nome, Alaska has had more FBI investigations than any other place in Alaska, bar none, combined. The rest of them combined doesn't count the number of times in Nome, Alaska. A lot of disappearances, a lot of stuff going on there that's unexplained. There was the movie The Fourth Kind. I don't know if any of you have seen it or not, but there was a lady was doing hypnotic transgressions to people that had lost time and those type of things, and was going over those type of things to find out what had happened. And one of the people was speaking in a language that she did not understand. Okay, and they couldn't figure out, and they had it all on tape, and they couldn't figure out what this language was. And so they eventually found an expert in languages in what they were speaking. Now, I want you to think about this. We're not talking about 100 years ago. We're talking about recent history up in Alaska, in Nome, Alaska. And the person was speaking under hypnosis, ancient Sumerian. Yes, sir, Alaska. See missing 411 connected dots. Absolutely, 4 times. Thank you, and thank you for the donation. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. A lot of the patterns where people are disappearing. A lot of the state parks, guys, that people are disappearing and they don't know where they are, and that type of stuff too. But there was, like I said, this person was speaking ancient Sumerian. So it's not like a language you can just go to the library and say, hey, you know what? I think I'll pick up ancient Sumerian today. It's a lost language. So this person, this expert in languages, knew the language and was able to interpret what was being said. Scary, scary stuff, that somebody would be able to speak that fluently under hypnosis and stuff like that. Now, if you go back, hey, Mountain Girl, Area 51 government has 22 million programs to collect and analyze anomalies, aerospace threats. Thank you, and thank you for the donation, honey. I appreciate that.
Well, my thought on that entire Area 51 thing is they found a lot of, deceased aliens, or so the reports had stated, in the unclassified documents that have come out over the years.
Right.
So what they've been doing is analyzing and studying that information. And as far as the aircraft goes, they're taking a lot of the
reverse engineering
technology and putting it into technology for today's fighter jets and things like that. That's why they look like that. That's why they're able to go above the normal G-forces that they can normally go, is because they're taking that alien technology and putting it into our military spacecraft.
All right, Gord W. just asked, so what do these aliens look like? Well, from what I understand, there's several different kinds of aliens, okay? Again,
I've only seen grays.
Okay. Oh, what do we got? Amy just said, at night, orange stars will move, just watch. Okay. All right, thank you, Amy, and thank you for the donation. Yeah, that's, you get out there and you watch in space, unobstructed by, background lights and stuff like that. You're going to see some really, really cool stuff, and it's really, really interesting. But, so, talking about what the different aliens look like. Now, this is kind of interesting, in my opinion, because you have to remember, again, look how vast the universe is. There's probably several hundred, in my opinion, different kinds of life forms out there, okay? And obviously, you're talking about advanced civilizations that are able to travel through space at high speed, through the speed of sound, to be able to get here and stuff like that. I'm sure that we're a curiosity. And I think that we're being watched continuously to see what we're going to do. And I think that they are involved with all kinds of stuff. So there's talked about...
Or interbreeding.
Or interbreeding as well, yep. And there's talk about the grays. A lot of people have talked about the grays. There is talk about a lizard form of aliens as well. The reptilians, yep.
Yes. Which a lot of people feel that the elites are that type of alien
In a mask, right? Well, you never know.
In a mask, the reptilian, the eyes, and all of that kind of stuff. Yep.
Right. And then now here's one I want to throw out here at you, and tell me if I'm completely way off base. But I've always felt people talk about Bigfoot, and obviously Bigfoot is very, very intelligent. I think that possibly a long time ago there was a crash, and these Bigfoot, tall creatures, very intelligent, came here, crashed, and had to stay here. And I think that's where, in my opinion, that I think the Bigfoots come from. And because they're so advanced intelligently, more intellectual than we are, that's why that people have a hard time seeing them and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, just look at the pyramids. I mean, if you sit here and you think about the pyramids and how they were built and how we were told in the history books and all through school how the pyramids were built,
it's not realistic.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Not to mention the hieroglyphics that are inside the pyramids. For them to draw out larger beings and spacecrafts and beams of light makes you think that there was something to everything that was going on back in those days.
Right.
So why would they just leave and not be here? They obviously did something. They obviously wanted to implant some type of technology here and see what would happen. So whether it's inbreeding or just giving us little bits of information here and there, both of those things are a possibility. So.
If you guys could give a thumbs up, I would appreciate it too. Thank you. What about Yeti? Same type of situation. Yeti and Bigfoot, just different versions of the same thing, in my opinion. But they're definitely very real. There's plenty of proof out there that shows that they're real. Just because we haven't captured one. When you have a being that's way too smart, way smarter than you are, it'd be like sheep trying to capture one of us. Are they going to do it? Probably not.
I love this. UFOs are probably college kids on a field trip for interstellar anthropology class.
Right, exactly. I like that.
You never know.
It's right. You never know.
Look at back in Men in Black when they did at the end of the movie with the marbles, and the large aliens were playing marbles with the planets. I mean, it's a good possibility. I mean, we can't be the only ones in the universe. There's no way.
Well, okay, so Kevin H. said if they ever caught one, they wouldn't say.
Absolutely.
Let's think about this, and I'm going to go on a religious basis for a second, guys, okay, with this angle. And you tell me if I'm completely off base or if you think that it makes a lot of sense. If there was irrefutable proof that aliens were real, that just throws the whole God thing right out the window, okay? Because whose image would they be made in? And what do they worship and stuff like that? So they have to repress a lot of this because if they prove that aliens are real and they came down here and said, well, yeah, you've been worshiping us for the last, couple thousand years, that all of the stuff in the Bible was alien visitation, people would lose their minds. They would absolutely lose their minds. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's repressed, because of that. The governments repress it because of that.
So, Robert, I saw your comment, and I wanted to let you know that, yes, I absolutely agree with you. Will the government probably use alien invasion as some type of a takeover scenario? Absolutely, because everybody's been talking about it since the late 40s, early 50s. It's been a curiosity on everybody's mind as to whether or not, aliens are real or not real with the whole Area 51 thing. So, yeah, they're going to use it to their advantage. Absolutely.
Okay, so Judy just asked a question, what if we're made from them? So that's a great question, and I'm going to go back to ancient Sumeria again. The aliens wanted gold, so they basically took the apes that were on this planet, infused some of their DNA, and made us, human beings, to mine that gold. So they made us just fools and do what they wanted us to do, but not completely, to do the whole thing like that. So if you look at that whole ancient Sumerian thing, these people worshipped these beings, the Anunnaki. Okay, so and those were, what's Anunnaki? The sky people.
That's really funny because you and I were just discussing this last night on how our DNA is manipulated and changed, and how the whole DNA aspect came about in the first place. It's so mind-blowing to even chemists and biologists today that they're like, the DNA is just fascinating all on its own, and then the human brain on top of it. To think that we don't come from a higher intelligence,
right,
is...
Austin just said Earth has bubbles There are extra. You can't hide things like Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts, etc. Oh, they can hide. Okay. Thank you, and thank you for that donation, and thank you for that comment. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, guys. That we're snails in a big game. Okay, and so there's a lot of things that are being repressed from us that we are not allowed to know and understand, and so people hide behind different things to make themselves feel better, so that they think that they have some kind of purpose. Forex, hint hint, on gathering stone comes a tall handsome man in a dusky black coat with a red hand. Oh, I think you're talking, and thank you for the donation. I think you're talking about oh my god, I think he's talking about the movie with Stephen King, one of the Stephen King's movies. Like the Wolves of Kala, all that. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it. I think I've seen it like a million times.
Oh, somebody said Hellboy.
Because I've seen Stephen King movies, like all of them.
No, it wasn't The Stand. We're not talking about The Stand. It's that other book that he has, the Dark Tower series. That's the one. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's what he meant. I'm not sure.
I don't think they want to become like us. I think we are part of them. I think they came here
the gunfighter, exactly.
To make us more intelligent, essentially. And whether or not they have a hidden hand in, higher powers within this world, and we owe something to them, it's a good possibility. And interbreeding. I think they wanted to interbreed and see what would happen.
I think that happens a lot, actually. So, unfortunately, we are kept in the dark. Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Scott, I agree with you 100%. Eventually, that truth will come out. I think it's coming out more now as people become more aware of the different things that are happening.
And they know that they can't hide things in mainstream media, because they know people are starting to catch on to the fact that mainstream media is just a majority of fake news. So.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Is there any hot aliens? I am. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Check iron in my report. Last phase after Agenda 21, alien deception. You know what? Like I said again, and I've said it before, and I'll say this again. I think it's very arrogant of us as human beings to think that we are the only intelligent life in the entire universe.
Absolutely.
That just doesn't make any kind of sense at all. And like I said, I believe we were seeded, if you will. If you want to call it being seeded.
And to think that we came from apes.
Yeah.
The whole Big Bang. That makes absolutely no sense.
No. Why do you think the government keeps so many things from citizens? Because they,
Ghosts, all of them actually do. It's not just the tall white ones, but the grays have been known to interbreed with humans as well. So,
or they're put their DNA.
I think that there's DNA manipulation, whether it be you're abducted and you have your DNA messed with, or you're interbred with. I think there's all sorts of different things going on that we're just starting to find different things about.
Mike
and
just
putting
made a great
puzzle pieces
comment.
Together.
Mike just made a great comment, because knowledge is power. Exactly.
And I've said that before.
The more that you can keep somebody in the dark, you keep them under control.
Uh-huh.
So if I can have you think a certain way, act a certain way, then I control you. And so that's definitely.
Yes, I actually
I'm all
do.
in. I love that, Gord. If female aliens look like your friend, I'm all in. That's funny.
So somebody had just asked if I had personal experience with aliens, so I'll kind of share my experience. So I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I was with my friends. It was a beautiful day, kind of like today, where we were expecting to have thunderstorms, and I had found this lightning-shaped rock in my driveway. My driveway was all rock, so we were just out rock hunting, used to be into that, and I found this lightning-shaped rock. And that evening, I had put it on my dresser, and I had laid down in bed, and something had kind of disturbed me. I wasn't asleep yet. I was kind of in that half asleep, half awake state. So I went downstairs. My brother, he was about 15, 16 at the time. He was sitting on the couch watching TV. I went downstairs, and I was like, something woke me up. I think I'm going to go out to the garage and check and see what's going on, which was totally not normal of me. And I went out to the garage, and I was gone for 2.5 hours, according to him. I did not come back for 2.5 hours. He was flipping out, didn't know where I was. He said he went out to the garage. I wasn't there. I had seen a gray, very slender arms, more slender than mine, very huge black slanted eyes, huge head, very tiny body. They were short, only maybe about 4 feet tall. And I had seen that, and then that was the only thing that I remember. I don't remember being gone. I don't remember coming back. And I have some marks on my arms that are in the shape of a triangle. I have 2 of them, so I think that I, was taken at some point after that or prior to that. I don't know. That's the only experience that I remember was that particular evening.
Right.
But we still can't account for that 2.5 hours that I was gone, where I went and what had happened. So...
Yeah, there's a lot of experiences where people have missed time. They're driving, they see something, and then the next thing you know, they wake up, if you will, and it's a couple hours later.
Yes. How do you like LUNASA? I don't know how to say that. Yes, I believe they are. Absolutely.
What was the question?
That the government is working alongside the aliens. As far as technology, they owe them something to be able to get bits and pieces of the technology. And that's why our technology, I believe, has grown so much over the past decade or two into this huge, huge thing. I mean, there were never cell phones. And then all of a sudden there were cell phones. And then from the time that there was a flip phone, it was literally you turned around, there was a smartphone, and you could do everything on it. There was internet and everything. Like, there has to be something with that. That just doesn't develop overnight.
Right. Yeah, and it's like nobody is. If you think,
and nobody's questioning it.
Right, and you think about the fact that the technology to do that type of stuff is so advanced that everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Especially since prior to that point in time, we were like, oh my gosh, the computers are going to switch over to 2000 and the world's going to end. Right. The computers aren't even going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to go to the grocery store and buy groceries because it's going to be 2000.
Hey, Forex. When I was 8, being in some kind, came into the room, played games. Next in the field, cross the road, craft man came from the field, taken and returned. Wow, and thank you for that donation. Yeah, it's it's frightening stuff like that. That it happens, guys, and it happens all the time.
But I don't feel like it's a frightening experience. I feel like you were taken for a reason. There's a reason why they wanted you. Whether you have insights, intuition, something about you is why they were drawn to you in the first place.
Right, and there's been cases, documented cases, where people had something under their skin, and they've pulled it out, and they believe that it's like a tracking device, and it's not of our Earth.
Right.
So, again, there's that.
They've studied it and have never been able to figure out what it is consisted of.
Exactly. Yes. Have there been fatal encounters in South America? I think that does happen as well.
I think it happens everywhere.
And here's the thing. Again, guys, it's just like with anything else. Like human beings, we have good human beings and we have evil human beings. I think same type of thing with extraterrestrials. I think there's good ones that are trying to help us, and then I think there's evil ones that want to play, if you will. They want to play with us and experiment.
Reptilians.
Right.
I think the reptilians are the evil and the grays are the good.
Right. Let's see. Our own sun does have its own twin biostar. I had no idea about that.
Me neither.
Are you sure that the aliens aren't demons? Again, when it comes to that, guys, again,
they could be.
It could be. If that's, it's hard to say. I don't believe, from the experiences that I've had, I've never had anything that was like fearful when it came to dealing with any of this type of stuff. So, demonic beings, if you will, there is an energy with that, and I have dealt with that as well. I kind of talked about that before, stuff that I've seen and dealt with in nursing, where it was like very, very frightening, in that fight or flight syndrome came over my body. So, again, it's a whole different thing. Again, good energy, bad energy, and I like I said, I believe.
What did they do? I have no idea what they did. The only thing I came back with were strange markings on my arm in the shape of a triangle. They're moles, but not like the moles that I have in the rest of my body. They're much lighter, and they are in the shape of a triangle. And I have those 2 times on my arm. I'll draw them out for you guys, and I'll show them on camera so that you can see the two different areas where they shape a triangle. I have no idea what they did. I don't know. I don't remember the 2 hours. I don't even remember not being there. I just remember going downstairs and then seeing this. I thought I was dreaming. My brother said, no, you went out to the garage and you didn't come back and we couldn't find you. So, and it was 2.5 hours that I was gone. So I have no idea what had happened to me.
So Sleight of Mind just said aliens could be fallen angels. Again,
it could be a lot of things.
It could be a lot of things. I mean, realistically, if you look at the Bible,
there's evil in everything,
right?
Unfortunately,
right.
Whether it's human beings or aliens or whatever you want to call it, demons,
right.
angels, there's evil in everything. There's people who wants to do good and there's people who wants to do bad. So it just depends on who, they are and what they're after and what they want to do.
Right. So,
and there's actually reference to aliens in the Bible, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I don't know if it's in Revelations, but there is reference to aliens or otherworldly beings in the Bible.
I know. Do you still have?
I do not. Actually, I've moved several times, so I do not have the lightning stone, but my mother can, vouch for the fact that I had that until I graduated high school. Yes, I had the lightning stone. She thought it was very cool and very odd.
If we are from aliens, do we have souls? Everything is made up of energy.
Energy. Yep. So and your soul is an energy.
Yeah, your soul is an energy. So I know that, like, when you die, something is released from that. Where you go, I don't begin to say where people go.
Sleight of mind. Yeah, actually, we're going to talk about star children. We're
gonna talk.
We did some research on that, so we will definitely talk about that.
Yep, we will definitely be doing that here in a little bit.
I can draw them out while you guys are talking to him, and then I'll show them to you. So yes.
So. It's funny, guys. It's like, some people are making light of it, which I knew would be the case, and that's fine. But if you want to go back to the Bible, a lot of the things that happen in the Bible could also be interpreted if you looked at it with objectively and an open mind.
Well, that's the whole thing with the Bible. How you interpret it.
It could be alien visitation. A lot of the stuff, the chariot coming down out of the fiery chariot out of the sky, that could be alien visitation. I mean, it's just, if you have an open mind to that. Of course, if you're very close-minded, then you're not going to, do that. So you're going to show them?
So this is one of them, and this was the first one that had shown up after I had that first encounter with a gray that I saw. This one, which is kind of hard to see, and it's in a different, like, triangular shape. It's more elongated than the other one. I'm not sure when that showed up. But these are different than any of the other moles that you can see on my body. These are much darker. These are very, very light. So they barely show up on my skin, and every other mole that I have, as Ed can testify to,
dark, yeah.
They are very dark. So they weren't there, and then they were there. So, and being in the shape of what everybody assumes, is some type of unidentified flying object, a perfect triangle with moles on your arm where you don't have those anywhere else is just, it's weird.
And you look at all the different things, guys, a lot of the different things that have happened at nighttime and stuff like that, and a lot of police officers have seen a lot of things that were unexplainable. And and not just like in one department, but all across in different departments where things, hit.
Somebody had asked if we feel that aliens walk among us disguised as humans. I absolutely feel that they do. I don't know if it's kind of like a Men in Black thing where they actually wear the skin of humans, or if they're able to.
Lori, no, I don't think so.
What is the word for, like?
Shape-shifting?
Shape-shifting, okay. Yes, shape-shifters. I believe in that. I believe people are shape-shifters, and they make themselves appear to be somebody.
Wisconsin Prepper just came up with a great thing. What about the cattle mutilations?
Yes.
Their eyes, in their necks, different things disappeared, and like it's cauterized. very unexplainable, things that would not happen
things
normally.
That wouldn't happen in like a wolf attack.
Right. And they've disproved that it wasn't attacked by wolves and stuff like that. But it looks like the wounds were cauterized.
Yes.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of that. And
not too far from a lot of the cattle mutilations were the crop symbols.
Oh, the crop circles?
Yes.
Yep. If everything is made of energy, who created it? You know what? Hard to say. I don't speculate or say this is because realistically, you can say, well, I know it comes from this, but you don't. You're speculating. So I can speculate all day long. I'm just giving you what my opinion is. Like I said, I believe, in my opinion, that human beings, if you go back and if you look at ancient Sumerian texts and those type of things of what happened way back when, I think the ancient aliens came here. They were wanting to harvest the gold and stuff like that because they used it for whatever. And they used human beings, or they took apes, infused their DNA into these apes and made us human beings so that we were more intelligent, so that we could work the tools and do that work for them.
So what about the missing civilizations, the Mayan civilization?
Right, there's a lot of...
They were there and they were gone. What about Roanoke, Virginia?
Right.
That entire colony that just disappeared.
What about all the missing people? I missed that one.
It said, what about all the missing people and were they abducted? It's quite possible that they were.
It is.
Maybe they're going to be placed back here later on. I don't know. I had discussed in one of my videos the other day about predictive programming. There's actually a show, I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix about people who were abducted all from the 1940s until the late 2000s, mid 2000s, and then they were placed back all at once. I think it's the 4400.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
They were abducted by aliens and then placed back on the planet in order to change the way that history was going to be so that the Earth could save itself.
Yep, somebody just said the 4400. Yep.
Predictive programming. Absolutely.
Oh, Rh negative blood types. Yep. Bleed had an encounter alongside. Yep, exactly. Yep. I've heard about that as well. Affecting the world wars, I think that it's a possibility that they got involved with different things. I mean, I don't know for a fact. Obviously, I can't.
I think the evil ones have their hands in politics and governments.
Could be.
And things that go on because it's going to benefit them in the long run. Whatever deal they have going on with them, yes.
Stace, that is an alien. Okay. Whatever.
No, actually, that would be me.
Right. Yeah, the people, there's always the people that are behind the scenes that you don't know who they are that really, truly run things. That could be aliens. I'm not saying that it is, but there's definitely people that are doing things for their own purpose, and it's not for the purpose of us.
If aliens prep, we are going to be robbed.
Right.
Well, they're way smarter than us.
Okay,
so.
And there's another great point by ICU 12. Pyramids are all over the world, from every civilization going way back.
Yes, the Mayans pyramids. Yep.
Before there was any kind of contact. So I find that very interesting. What's that?
Somebody said I'm one good-looking alien. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Native Americans knew. Absolutely, they did. They talk about that. The Hopi. They have all the Hopi stuff out there that they talk about.
Jay Andrews, possibly a reptilian. Yes.
Pelosi, no. Pelosi's just a witch. Yeah, I don't know. She's a creature.
Hillary Clinton, yeah.
Yeah.
Or reptilians, one of the two, because they are evil. Do you believe there's civilization? I do. I don't know how Ed feels, but I feel like, what is it? Somebody help me out.
Oh, the underwater stuff? Yes.
The civilization that had gone underwater.
Oh, Atlantis?
Atlantis, yes. I believe in that. I believe in it. Absolutely. How do we know what's at the bottom of the ocean? They haven't been able to even explore the bottom of the ocean.
Certain parts, right. The Mariana Trench.
So you can't tell me that there's not things under there that we don't know about. Chuck Schumer.
Reptilian wouldn't shock me.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which is our real wolf
Yes,
thing.
they are.
Yes, they are.
Yep, absolutely.
Good and bad. There are white witches and there are black witches. So yes.
Please note that the weather will get progressively worse as time goes on. Well, there's a lot going on with that, with the grand solar minimum and stuff like that as well.
They had said if they had abducted me, they would have catch me.
Okay.
Super strength, like
98% of the oceans is unexplored. Exactly. Yep. So there's a lot of stuff that you can't even begin to explain. I mean, there's volcanoes under there that they didn't even know about that they recently found. So, black-eyed kids are alien. Do you think? No.
Demons.
Could be more demons.
Yeah.
And not all, probably, but there's definitely enough.
My mother had very, very dark eyes. My daughter has very, very dark eyes. So I'm not going to say that all of them may be demons. However, I feel like there is something, they have something within them that is important, and that is why they look like that.
So I got to tell you this. My mom told me that, now I have dark brown eyes, okay? And my mom told me, she said, now my mom's seen me pissed a few times, and I mean really pissed. And she told me, she said, when I get really, really mad, my eyes go black. So I always thought that was really interesting. But
your eyes do change color with your mood.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. But she said your
eyes are not dark brown.
Yeah, they are.
No. Not tonight, they're not.
Not tonight?
No.
Okay, well, I have brown eyes, so, but she said when I get pissed, really pissed, they
look
go
more
black.
Hazel tonight.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
No. We're not dating. We're just friends.
Yep, very good friends. We don't even know what's on this planet. We are still discovering animals we thought we were extinct. Exactly. You know.
Oh, I just heard something that giraffes are going to be coming
extinct
here soon.
Really?
Yes. From poachers, probably.
Probably.
That makes me mad. Yes, we are very good friends, but not friends like that.
The lions. What?
Never mind. I'll tell you about it later.
I missed something good then.
Yes, I've heard about. My grandmother actually had gray eyes. Her eye color was gray, and when she would get upset, they would turn very dark gray. That was very rare.
That's wild.
Yep.
So is she still a model or just a prepper now?
I am not a model.
She's not a model.
I'm just a normal person, and I prep. I'm just like everybody else. I'm no different. Don't let my face fool you.
Somebody just said, Christ said the spirits walk the earth. I've never denied that spirits aren't there, good or bad. There's both out there, guys.
Well, spirits are energy.
Right.
It is your energy. It's not a spirit. It's energy. Whether it be positive or negative, it's just energy.
Where did we meet? Actually, she started following my channel. And
like 4 or 5 months ago, I followed his channel.
Right.
And I watched his videos every day, along with Mark Fugel and Richie from Boston, a whole bunch of people I followed. And he happened to do a live stream, and I commented about, because he was saying that he was in Western New York, and I was like, I wonder if you live near me. So I had commented, and I didn't get a response, and then he came through the drive-thru where I work.
No, actually, I did reply to your comment.
I didn't ever get it.
Okay, so she made the comment, and I said, well, if you're close to me, I said, shoot me an email, give me your number, and I'll give you a call. And I do that with everybody. I mean, I can't see what you guys look like from your icons half the time, okay? So probably it was 2 weeks after that live stream, we were gone through with the drive-thru, and
everybody already knows I work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Right, so she was at Dunkin' Donuts, so we drive to, and she goes to me, I know you, and I'm like, I'm like, you do?
He looked
I go
at me
from
like
where?
I was crazy.
Right, I was like, you do? I go from where? And she goes, you're Prepper Nurse 1, and that's real.
He was like, you watch me?
Yeah.
Like, totally taken aback.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I've been watching you for months. And he's like, hey, give me your number. We'll hook up. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
And we did, and we sat and talked.
We connected instantly.
Right.
It was like instant, like, we are such good friends. We talk about everything. We talk almost every single night about everything. So,
any thoughts on past lives? Oh, I absolutely believe in past lives. This is my thought, okay, guys? And this is how I honestly, truly believe. While we're here on this planet in this life, this is a test, okay? And I think that we have to learn certain lessons while we're here this time.
Yes.
If we do not learn those lessons, I think we have to come back and do it again.
Well, we're going to do it again regardless until we get to the point that we need to get at to be complete in learning and fixing the karma from all of the previous lives that we've experienced.
But I've had some...
deja vu.
Well, deja vu goes without saying, but I've done a few regressions, and I've seen some different things. Hey, Austin, banish negative energy.
Banish negative energy from your prep sites.
Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of that.
It.
Yeah, we absolutely, and thank you for that donation too, by the way. But I did a regression, and I saw myself in Japan. Okay, and what is?
Golf with Aiden, black-eyed children equals
super soldiers. Wow.
Hey,
okay.
You know what? That's a very good possibility.
You never know.
And we're going to get into that in a little bit. As far as the star children go, there are different levels of them.
Yep.
So we'll discuss that in a little bit.
So, but anyway, I did this regression, saw myself walking through the woods in Japan, and I was a soldier, a samurai soldier, but not like the big tough, the head guys. I had the swords and stuff, but I was a foot soldier, and that's what I saw in that regression, and it was really, really cool.
Heather, no, I actually work at night. I don't make the donuts, but I just sling the coffee.
Right. Hey, Amy, will you view us just?
They will view us just as they view ants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Higher powers and people that are, these aliens that are much, much smarter than we are, they're looking down on us because we're not that intelligent.
I feel like we're an experiment, honestly.
It could be.
They experiment.
If you guys would give a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. Let's jump that number of thumbs up there, please. Are star children related to some of the aliens? I think
so everybody keeps talking about the star children, so let's kind of get into the star children topic. So him and I were talking last night. We talk every night almost. We have conversations about things that interest us, and we're really good friends. We have no problem talking about anything at all. And for some reason, I don't even know what topic we were on. We just got into star children.
Yeah, we bounce all over the place.
We do. We're like ADD. It's crazy. So we were talking about star children. There's different levels of star children.
Right.
So there is indigo,
there
is crystal, and there are rainbow. So as far as the indigo children are, we have decided that we are both indigo children. And what I'm going to do while he's, discussing with you, I'm going to pull up my website. I'm going to read you guys a little bit about what indigo children are. Maybe some of you are too.
Right.
Or maybe some of you are crystal children. I honestly, in my opinion, from what we were reading, I don't think that the rainbow children are here yet. I think that's a new generation that's going to be coming out after an SHTF situation happens, whether it's brought or whether, something happens between everything, things fall apart, and then it happens. These are going to be the people that are going to bounce us back and continue us going. So I'm going to look that up, and he's going to... Will you do?
All right. Just laughing at one of the comments, guys. So, but anyway, so we're going to talk about the different star children, how people there's a description of what a star child is, and how it relates to people. And so some people are star children, some people are crystal children, and prepare to battle. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
The simulation thing.
I don't think we're a simulation. I think we could be an experiment.
I feel like we are an experiment, but I feel like we are living in some type of a matrix kind of scenario, a simulation, a video game. Essentially, we're all, anime versions of ourselves. Like, we feel like we are here and we look like this, but somebody's playing a video game with us. We have control over our emotions. We have control over our actions. But I feel like somebody ultimately has the switch to say, oh, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm going to throw this in your path. Almost like Mario Kart, where you can throw bananas down and make somebody spin out.
Right.
I feel like it may be that kind of a situation. And could it be an alien, that does that? Quite possibly.
Right.
That's my opinion. And that's the thing that's great about the two of us. Like, he has different opinions on things, but I can share my thoughts with him and not get a negative feedback.
Right.
So.
Well, here's the thing is, guys, and I've talked about this a lot. Whatever you believe in, if it gives you peace of mind, then I'm happy for you. I don't care what it is. I mean, if you believe in a salt shaker and you pray to the salt shaker, if that gives you peace, then great. Whatever you believe in, I don't judge people for that. I'm not going to make fun of somebody or say that I think you're an idiot because you believe something. Hey, 4 times. Yes, the matrix and the codes. She's on point.
I'm on point.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, I've thought about this a lot, and, I don't sleep a lot and have a lot of stuff that goes through my head. So, these are things and just things I've seen, things I've witnessed, things I've experienced, and the way things randomly happen like that. You kind of formulate your own opinions.
Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and read.
Okay, so star children are divided into 3 categories, like I said before. So it's indigo, crystal, and rainbow. If you are a star child, regardless of which category you fall into, star children are known to embody the energy of grace.
This is for you, JJ.
Purity, truth, and wisdom. They know that all life on earth is sacred and should be respected. And they seek to rebuild the earth by spreading compassion. Indigo, crystal, and rainbow have a lot in common, but they are also different personalities that stand on their own. So I'll kind of go over the highlights of what an indigo child is. And that's why Ed and I decided that we were both indigo children.
Yep.
They're known as the creators of the path for the new world. They're often born with the spirit of a warrior and feel drawn to ending old systems that no longer serve people. They may be labeled as bratty or stuck up, but they are here to recreate the fundamental ideas of government, education, and the legal system where integrity is lacking, which is a huge thing that's going on right now. And both him and I talk about on our channels constantly. We also have a strong sense of determination and a bit of a temper. Refuse to be manipulated, and they're able to see through lies and facades, which we've discussed a lot, that we, can read the truth in people. Some indigo children are diagnosed with ADHD due to their sensitive nature and ability to exist as a higher, more fast-paced individual.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Somebody asked, do I think that indigo children are chosen preppers, so to speak? To a degree, I think that we're given a different way of looking at things. I think like indigo children look at things differently than the average person. So if you want to call it a calling to prep, or it's something ingrained in us that we know that we need to survive what's coming, and to make sure that the people that we care about survive that too. So that's a big part.
They want us to share the website link. So this is davidwolf.com. And then if you just pull that up, his entire site has to do with star children, the different types of star children, and that kind of stuff. So if you just go to David Wolf, and Wolf has an E at the end of it, .com.
So JJ just said HBO has a documentary about it called Spirit Animal. Hey, Grammy.
How would I find an implant in my body? It depends on where it's put.
Right. It would be.
Sometimes it's in the back of your neck or behind your ear.
Right.
And sometimes it's in your right or left hand.
Yes. Yep. That's what I have a lot. It's in the hand.
I have a scar right here, and there's nothing there, but I do have a scar. So I don't know if I had ripped it out or what had happened, but I do have a scar on my right hand. My right wrist, actually.
Right. But yeah, it's like it's so minute. Like, I mean, in your hand, you probably might be able to feel it.
You can barely see that.
Right, I see that. Yeah. Mountain Girl, yeah. There's definitely. I believe that we're all given gifts. That you're different things that are given to people. Like I said, I've had. Since I was a child, I can dream into the future. I see things If I open myself up to it, I can also repress it. I know how to block it so I don't see things. What?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Every emotion or everything that goes on is on my face. I can't control it, so just ignore me. Just ignore me.
Okay. Mine is in my right hand, about a BB size. Yeah,
it could potentially be something.
Absolutely, because you could probably feel that in your hand. But sometimes it's like it's under in this part of your hand or arm, and that type of stuff too. So I hope in the next life I have a cool goatee like you. Well, thank you. I hope you do too.
He only cut it because I told him to. It was going to get hot during the summer.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
She did. She did say that she would like it shorter. Am I not right?
I said
it would look better if it was shorter.
Comfortable for you. Whatever. Okay, so crystal children are seen as the contrast to indigo children. So there are some of them among us, he feels Eddie
yes,
is a crystal child because he fits this definition. And as far as rainbow children, and I will go over that in a minute, but I don't feel like they're here yet.
Right.
I feel like that's going to be the next generation, or maybe the generation that's growing up yet, that we haven't been able to see their personalities. But crystal children are seen as the contrast to indigo children. After the indigos have established new ways of life, the crystals appear to bring harmony to the new world. They are more blissful and even-tempered than indigos, and they set an example for others. Crystal children follow the cleared path to a safer, more secure world. Many of them hold innate spiritual gifts that are often misunderstood, causing some to be diagnosed with severe autism. They operate at a higher frequency that doesn't require verbal communication. Many of them have delayed speech patterns and don't begin speaking till the age of 3 or 4.
So a lot of your autistic kids would fall into that category.
The mind of a crystal, and we've noticed that autism is on the rise.
Yes.
So we are coming into that time. I mean, yes, there may be other reasons for the causes of autism.
Right.
However, I think there's nothing that we can do about it, and I think that they're going to be brought into this world for a reason.
Could also be being manipulated by the powers that be to create more of those children.
Absolutely.
You know?
Because there's a reason for it. They're here to help us as indigo children, those of us who feel that we are indigo children, in order to continue on this path and make sure that there's going to be peace in the world when an SHTF situation happens, which we all know it's going to.
Okay, so somebody had asked me about the dreaming into the future, if I could give them a story. One of the times when I was a kid, I'm in the car, and this is the way it would always happen for me. A lot of times the memory would be gone. Now, sometimes I remember things, and I put that in file into my head and say, well, I can't wait for that to pop up and show me what happens. But what happened was we were in the car, and I was in the back seat, and all of a sudden, like people heard of that deja vu type of thing. It all snapped into place, and I knew exactly what was going to happen for like the next 5 minutes. But the cool thing was I was able to change the scenario because of what I said or didn't say. What's that?
These two banter like a couple.
Yeah, well, we do.
We've heard that before.
Yeah. But anyway, so when that happened, in that situation, I knew if I said a certain thing, I was going to get yelled at. So I completely changed it so that I didn't get yelled at. But I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew exactly what was going to be said and how it was going to be said. And so that was the cool thing about my dreams. Even though I dream in the future, I can change the outcome if I want. So.
Thank you. Smitty, thank you. I have had instances where it's like I've been there, I've done that.
Yep.
But it's not like you have,
okay,
to the extent where you have, where I like dream in the future or anything like
right.
that. Mine is I'll go to a place and I've been there, and it's familiar to me. Like
okay.
I feel comfortable there.
Like you've been there before.
Like this property, when I first came here, I've been here before.
Right.
So I don't know if we were brother and sister or married in our past life. I have
Never
no
know.
idea. But
why's it got to be brother and sister?
I said married.
I'm kidding.
Maybe we were married in our last life. I don't know. I just know.
Oh my God, it's too funny.
It's a thing, okay? My parents' house and I've said this to my mother before, like, they're railing at the top of my parents' steps. I'm like, I've been here. I've seen this before. Like, I've been in this situation. I've had this conversation before.
Right.
Reincarnation. You're doing it for a reason. Space Pants Saturn. I don't.
SNL Live? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, I don't even have TV, so.
He doesn't have a TV, and I have like 4 of them, 5 of them, and I don't even watch them because I freaking hate TV.
I don't miss it.
As a child, I could tell my father which road to take when we were. Hey,
that's cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I
have no sense of direction.
Well, it's funny that you say that because it's like the joke is with my mom that my mom could get lost in a wet paper bag with both ends open.
Me too.
Okay, I have always been really, really good at directions. So when we had gone to California, I was 5, and we're coming back from California, and I'm looking at the map. And I'm saying to my mom at 5 years old, Mom, you need to go this way. And she was like, no, you're wrong. We got to go this way. So she went that way. And guess what? Guess who was right? The 5-year-old was right. So
I have terrible. Like, I still have to Google your address.
Really?
I've been here how many times?
Oh, my God. See, now for me, if I go someplace once, I could never
She's
tell
like
you.
This, Mom. Yes, I am.
So I could never tell you the name of the roads, but I know how to get there. Also, I got to be there one time, and I can always get back.
Like, usually I can drive someplace and I'll be fine, but this is out in the middle of nowhere, so I have an issue sometimes. It hasn't yet.
What's that?
They dreamt of winning the lottery. It hasn't happened yet, but stay optimistic. Hey,
you gotta
you
stay
never know,
optimistic.
man.
Exactly.
You don't win unless you play.
Exactly.
What does it mean if you can read people very well? Is that being an empath? I think I'm an empath. I can read people very well. I can tell whether you're lying or being truthful or you're good or bad within the first 2 seconds.
That's usually a gift as well, to be able to read people's energy. And that's another thing I've always been able to do. I look at people, and like I said, I've met people in my life that I knew instantly, never knew nothing about them, and knew they were evil. And I could tell you stories about that too. But also I've met other people, like when her and I met, it was just like an instant click, instant connection. And it's like we've known each other forever. And it's very, very comfortable, which is really weird.
We've known each other in our past lives, absolutely.
Probably, yeah.
Somebody just asked if we think that star children are aliens breeding with humans. I think so, yes. We discussed this last night.
Yeah, we did discuss it, yeah. Yeah, I think the DNA's put in.
I told him I think I'm a half-breed, and he thinks I'm crazy. But, I mean...
When I RV, I'm Special Agent Faba. That's funny.
Barfa's awesome. I love that movie. Yes.
Thank you again for the donation.
That's great. Super Troopers, man.
JJ.
Horizontal Mambo. Oh my God.
I know, that's very funny.
No, we are friends. This is how I am with my friends.
Oh, JJ, just for that, here you go. Because I know you're offended when I drink tea.
Well, I'm not drinking tea, and I'm not going to tell you what's in my red Solo cup, so there's that.
Yep. Let's see. What's that? George.
What's up, Horizontal Mambo?
I have no idea. Not sure. I don't know.
Can I be your friend? Yeah, if you subscribe to my channel. Little proper lady. Actually, hey, since we're on that topic and people are wondering, I'm going to be doing a giveaway.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. Talk.
Everybody needs to head over to my channel and...
Well, first of all, tomorrow she's going to do a giveaway video. So her video tomorrow will be her giveaway video. She just crossed over 500 subscribers.
I crossed over 500 subscribers on Friday. I am actually up to almost 560 now, which is awesome. I don't know. Somebody keeps shouting me out on his channel. I don't know who that is. So what I did is I went out and got some prizes for you guys. So if you're a subscriber to my channel, go over and check out my video for tomorrow because I'm going to be showcasing what I will be giving away in my prizes. There's going to be 3 winners.
Yes.
And that's my video for tomorrow, so you have to stay tuned for that.
So in order to be in the contest, you have to be subscribed to the channel, make a comment on the video tomorrow.
And give it a thumbs up.
So, and then she's going to be doing 3 different prizes for giveaways.
And it's good stuff, man.
And the giveaway video will be on Friday of next week.
Yes, Friday of this coming week, I'm going to be announcing who my 3 winners are. And like I said, tomorrow is going to be my video, and I'm going to say third, second, and first place winners as far as the prizes go. What's going to be in the package that I'm going to be sending out to you, and then I'll give you,
The channel is Little Prepper Lady.
Yes.
Little Prepper Lady.
No spaces, all like little with a capital L, Prepper with a capital P. Like LPL, Little Prepper Lady.
That's right.
It's my nickname, LPL. I don't know who came up with that. I think it was Wolfang.
Well, he started calling you LPL, yeah.
Yeah. So, Wolfang, shout out to you, LPL.
What is the title of her channel? Little Prepper Lady.
Yes, Little Prepper Lady. Because I'm 4'11", and I prep, and I'm a lady.
There you go.
And actually, he came up with the name. So
I did.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome. She had come up with another name, and I'm like, you know what? No, what would be better?
That doesn't work for you.
Yeah, it doesn't work for you. I said, do this one. And she's like, oh, I like that. So
yes.
That's how we got going with it. So why don't we do this at this point? At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take some calls. So we're going to give you the number.
That is my doing. I set up the phone.
Yeah.
He got the phone. I set it up. So you guys can call in. We want to hear about your experiences.
Or if you have a question.
Or if you have a question for either one of us, anything like that. So he's going to go ahead and give you the number. You can call in. We're going to put you on speakerphone. Everybody will be able to hear you. It's going to be awesome.
Amy just said, I have lucid dreams and change bad to good. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can change it, that is absolutely very cool.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Jim Dandy, thank you. Thank you, Sissy Foster, Alyssa S. Wow, I'm going to have a huge jump in subscribers tonight.
Again.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, so here's the number. If you would like to call us, ask a question, that type of stuff. So the number is area code 585-489-9579. Okay, so I'm going to say that again for everybody. 585-489-9579. So if you would like to ask us a question or share something that's happened to you, please give us a call. We're going to try to keep the calls limited. Oh, there's Mr. Man. Is it raining out, Eddie?
It was a little bit wet.
Yep.
Was he other evil?
Okay, come on, enough with evil. Yes, So
cool cat. Oh, kitty.
Yeah, he's a good cat.
The kitties are great. They're all over the place.
Yeah, that's the runt of the litter right there.
He's my boy.
Yes, he is. Catch him. Oh, okay, we got a call coming in.
Yep, there you go.
Hello?
Hi. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to call in and say that I had a UFO experience.
Okay.
When I was living over in Hornell, one night I saw a bright flashing light in the sky, and I stopped the car, flashed on and off my headlights, and before I knew it, a bright red disc was sitting over the tree right beside my car.
Wow.
And my daughter kept asking, Mommy, is Dr. Smith in there? Which used to be Lost in Space years ago.
So who is this? So you can let everybody know on the chat here who you are.
Okay, Blight Spirit. My name is Barbara, and I've commented several times on Prepper One's website and about to join Little Prepper Lady's website.
Well, I appreciate it. I've had
Yeah.
several experiences with that as well, as far as, driving down the road and seeing lights in the sky, and going very slow. Was it going slow?
It sat over the tree. Yeah. It came down, sat over the tree under which I was parked. I got out of the car, and then I got scared because I thought about, oh my gosh, what could happen to my daughter?
Right.
So I jumped back in the car, and all of a sudden it took off so fast it was out of sight in seconds.
Yep.
So I know that was years ago, before any of the new back engineering discs were made. So
right.
I know it had to have been something from another planet. Had to have been extraterrestrial. And after that, I saw several other crafts. Even after I moved to Whitney Point, New York, I had one come down over the house on Christmas Eve. I saw one when I was in Buffalo, and now I live in Pennsylvania, right near Binghamton, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there are a lot of them around this area where, we've seen a lot of the bright lights, and they are shaped differently than a normal spacecraft. They don't have any lights, or they have different colored lights. Absolutely. They're lighting up different colors all around the spacecraft. It's not in the right shape. And then, they're there, they're hovering, and then they take off. I've seen that several times. So I'm with you on that, especially around this area. And I don't know if that has to do with the field or certain people in this area, but yes.
Don't you think because of the different types of crafts that we see that they are different species of aliens?
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely different kinds, yes.
Absolutely. Every different craft has to do with every different species.
Right.
Yep. That's like if you're in a different type of the Air Force, you fly a different jet. So it's kind of the same concept as far as that goes. You're going to fly, whatever, craft based on whatever. They're saying
there's the square ones that they've seen, the cigar shaped.
Yes.
And then, obviously the disc.
Mine is always the triangle shaped, not so much like the disc shape, but the triangle shaped. Yes.
Wow. Well, I won't keep you on the line to let some other people take a call, but I wanted to thank you both. And Ed, especially you, you've been giving wonderful prepper information. I'm in my 70s and started prepping. And thank you very much. And hopefully I would make it up to your gathering in Litchworth Park.
Oh, awesome.
I live now down near Binghamton. When you get a chance to announce when you're going to have your get-together, I'll bring my daughter.
Oh, that would be awesome. And thank you. Thank you very much for being a subscriber and watching. And I appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us. I appreciate that.
Thank you, and God bless you both.
All right,
Have
thank
a good night.
Oh, got another call?
Okay, you do too.
All right, bye.
Okay, so there we go.
Hello? Oh, call ended. Okay, that
No, it should be on there.
is it?
Maybe not.
All right, guys. If whoever's next, if you want to call again, I don't know what happened there.
It's kind of a new.
It's a new thing.
We don't know, so we're trying to figure it out.
All right, so I'm going to give the number again: 585-489-9579. Yep, Mike's
thank you,
got it up
Washburn
there.
News.
Yep, thank you, Mike, for putting that up there. So if anybody would like to call in and share their experience, or if you have a question,
hear about it.
we definitely would like you.
Yes.
Oh. Hello? Yes, it is.
From Connecticut.
How are you doing tonight?
Yeah,
Well, I'm just watching the live stream, and I thought I had a couple of experiences I'd like to bring up.
Sure. Please share with us.
So, back when I was about 5, and my brother's 7 years older, so he would have been around 12. And we were living in our old house in Darien, Connecticut, when we were upstairs, and I saw outside our upstairs window these row of lights that seemed to have hovered over our neighbor's house about 100 or so yards away.
Okay.
And my brother had said to me, "What are you looking at out the window?" And I turned around and I said, "Look out there." And all he said he saw was a flash, and it went over the neighborhood and was gone in about 2 seconds flat.
Wow.
That's usually how it happens. Yes, they're there and then they're gone.
I've just never seen anything like that, but I live near Long Island Sound, and recently, as of about a month ago, I have seen a light in the sky that seemed to have done a similar move, but it was just a single light. It could have been a couple thousand or so in the sky.
Yeah, they're usually pretty close to the sky so that we can see them. Yes.
Well, I don't mean to cut you short here, but we got other calls coming in. So, but thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate it.
And make sure, guys, when you call in, you're turning down the live stream in the background so that it's not echoing on the call when you do call in.
Hello? Are you still there? Okay, well, you have a great night. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Hello? Yep.
Hey, this is Danny from. Well, I've been watching your channel for a while, and I just want to say I love the show. It's awesome.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, love the ideas and the information you share. It's great. Watch it all the time. Still trying to get that antenna up. Came back to me once. Gonna try again Tuesday. This time, I don't know, maybe the parcel was wrong or whatever. But anyway, just wanted to say, hey, the little pepper lady, awesome conversation. Love the show. I've given more people time to speak, but as far as the whole having that type of intuition thing and being able to kind of predict things and have like a sense of clairvoyancy, I've had that for a while, and I've always thought that I was kind of like a little bit odd or I don't know what the other word I would like different.
Right.
But to hear that other people have it, it's actually pretty cool.
It is. It is actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes, if you have an intuition, that means that you're onto something. So just be careful with it. Make sure you're using it, for good and not anything bad. And just pay attention to your intuition because you have it for a reason.
Right. Yeah, it's odd because it seems like you're saying there are situations where it feels like you've been there before,
yep.
And you can see like you have like this kind of foresight of I've seen this before and I know how it's going to go, and you can kind of predict and also kind of I don't want to say alter because that's too simple, but like manipulate the way that it will go if you're careful.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, listen, we got a bunch of other people wanting to call in. So, but I appreciate you calling and sharing that with us, and and thank you for watching. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, love the show again. Have a great night, and really enjoy the group conversations.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, bye. Hello. That's okay. We got you.
Oh, okay, cool.
We didn't think it was going to be this insane, so we thought we were going to have a couple of people, so.
What's that?
This is Amy.
Hey, Amy, how are you tonight?
Hey, great. Hey, little pepper lady, I did subscribe.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support.
Listen, I wanted to reiterate that everyone should go out at night when it's a clear night and just look over the sky and look for a star that looks orangish.
Yes.
Even Orion's left hand. But I am telling you, if you just look at them, watch them, they will move rather erratically and maybe try to come over top of you, and they will occasionally blink a red light.
Yes.
Or
blue.
Know what this is.
Sometimes white.
Maybe it's satellites, but I've seen something that one would think was an airplane that's blinking red and white, but it will move like, in our perspective, like an inch.
Right.
Yes.
And then go an inch, and then dip, and then go downward.
And disappear.
And I'm sorry?
And disappear. They will disappear into thin air, yes.
Well, no, they don't disappear. They just go down beyond where you can see them, perhaps due to a tree line or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I'm telling you, I've noticed this for the last 6 months, and I have corroboration because I called a friend and said, go outside right now.
all right.
And
Amy, I don't mean to cut you off, hon. We got a bunch of other calls coming in, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you for calling. I appreciate that.
Love your show.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Was we at Michigan? No.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, you're on live. You're live on Prepper Nurse One with Little Prepper Lady as well. Who's this?
Hello. This is Smitty.
Hey,
Hi,
Schmitty.
Smitty.
I just want to call in. I didn't see a UFO, but a funny phenomenon happened. We was out in Iowa City, Iowa, or actually west of Des Moines. Anyways, we stopped to eat. We got in our vehicle to start it. It ran to the on-ramp, and then everything died, just like all the electricity went out.
Right.
So
Heard of that before, yep.
I walked back to the restaurant slash truck stop, and I went in, and there was like 11 other people reporting the same problem. I said, yeah, I just getting on the on-ramp, and mine went completely dead. But I think there was one close by, because I think these things absorb a lot of energy when they go through the air.
Right.
But I wasn't surprised the next time when we was in New Mexico near Gallup, and the same thing happened again. And I said, we're being visited, no problem.
Well, they have to take the energy out of whatever sources they possibly can in order to make themselves known. So that makes a lot of sense, yes.
I was wondering, do you think that they get a lot of energy between the, what do they call it, the ions and the protons
Yes.
of Earth? Between
Everything
the
is energy,
atmosphere
so
and,
yes.
and the ground itself?
Yep.
Everything is energy, absolutely.
Well, Schmitty, let me let you go here. We got other calls coming in, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank
Have
you.
a good night. Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
Hello?
No, you have to swipe it.
Hello?
Hi, you're live with Prepper Nurse One and Little Prepper
Hello?
Lady. Who is this?
Hey, this is Wolfgang.
Hey,
Wolfgang. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to call and say hi.
Hi.
And let you guys know that I love what you guys do and keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, when I was very young, I did see 3 V-shaped objects in the sky.
Yep.
And I was like 12 years old.
Yep.
Okay, they were like boomerang shaped.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
But anyway, I know you guys got calls coming in, but
Hey,
I wanted to call in.
Just to let you
and
know,
say hello.
Wolfgang, when you're younger, you're more susceptible to that stuff. So yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I'll let you guys go so you can get to your other callers.
Have
All
a
right.
good night.
Thank you, and thanks for calling.
All right, blessed be.
Indiana?
Hi,
Hello?
you're live with Prepper Nurse
How's
One
it
and Little
going?
Prepper Lady. Who's this?
My name's Jake. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
No, not bad, bud. Hey, I've been watching your videos for a long time. You guys are talking about UFOs and stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, to tell you the truth, I've been checking into a lot of study about that, and I believe that they are the spawn of the fallen angels, like they never left. You remember the Book of Genesis, right?
Yes.
Well, Book of Genesis explains everything that was on the God flooded the earth, and everything was killed on the earth,
Right.
Right.
like all the Nephilim. Well, what does that tell you?
It's a good possibility.
Well,
Yes,
it's
they've been
definitely a
here forever.
possibility, yeah.
Yep.
There's
I also, when I was going through a rough time in the military, when I was saved by Jesus, I've been having dreams recently, about 3 months ago, I had a dream, same identical dream as my best friend back over here at home. He's a trucker. While I was explaining this to his dream, we were old men, and that was the beginning of the tribulation. I've also been watching Sister Carly, and I believe she is genuine about this, and how she talks to God and everything. If you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes.
These might be parts of the end time signs.
Very, very much so, yes. I feel like they're trying to program us and getting us ready for that type of thing, whether it be, a FF type of situation or a real situation. I don't know. But they're trying to get us ready for it. That's why they're trying to bring it into the news. That's why they're trying to make sure that everybody is aware of it.
They're trying to keep everybody out.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, yes.
Well, listen, I don't mean to cut you short here, but we're going to have other calls coming in. So I appreciate you calling, and I appreciate your insight.
Yes.
All right, brother. God bless you guys.
All right, thank you very much. All right, let's see if we got...
Nobody else? Nobody else?
Nobody else at the moment.
Okay, so we don't have anybody else at the moment. If somebody else wants to call in, they can. We have the number again?
Yep, we'll give you the number again. It is 585.
We didn't realize it was going to be this crazy, so.
All right. Hello?
Hi, you're on live with Prepper Nurse 1 and Little Prepper Lady. Who is this?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, you just need to make sure you turn us down in the background.
Yes, I'm going to turn the sound down on the computer. I'll try to be very brief. I understand you're getting a lot of calls.
That's fine. We didn't realize it was going to be this crazy, so.
Yeah. Many years ago, when I was at work, I got an electric shock in my head. And I have no idea how it happened. I thought I had a stroke. I thought I got shot. I couldn't imagine what it was. But anyway, I went to numerous doctors, and I think that, well, as I left my job and went home, and this happened for months after, I would get to a street light, and the light would go out. And I said, okay, nah, all right. Well, I would get back to my home, because at the time I lived in Holtzville. Now I'm in Florida. The town, I lived in Holtzville. I got to my community. I parked my car, and every light in the development went out, and it was pitch black. I just, but that only happened once. But for months, every time I would get to a street light, the street light would go out.
You know, I
said,
feel the same way that you do, because I have issues where I touch things and they won't work. They won't work for me because I have so much energy within me, and I don't think that I had that kind of like electrical charge like you had, but I feel where you're coming from, where you touch things and they just stop working, and you're like, what is going on? Yes, too much energy.
On the road.
Yep.
You know? And as if it wasn't enough, when I would get to the street light, it would just go out, like these are lights on the top of a pole.
Right.
I can't imagine how I thought maybe something in the car. I couldn't imagine. But that's why I had asked, how would someone get trace an implant? I do believe that I have, and I do believe that there are a lot of people who have tinnitus and also have some type of an implant, whether it's a filling in the...
I think in your situation with the whole thing is whatever electrical thing in your head went on from the shock you got at work, that affected those streetlights and stuff like that.
Right.
So I definitely think that it was like it changed. I don't want to say it changed your brain, but it changed the wiring that affected that when you were, when you would get to those streetlights.
Right. So as far as an implant goes, I would just check over your body, see if you have any odd markings on, odd scars, odd, bumps, things like that. And then I would go from there. And if you find something, I would definitely turn it in to somebody and try to see what it is, that it's made of.
I've had x-rays, I've had MRIs. Who might I check that with? Is there some place that...
I do it yourself.
We're going to be up in New York in the summertime. Is there any place that would be able to check, for an implant?
I don't think so.
Absolutely not. I would do it myself. I would check over your body, see if you have bumps, see if you have weird markings that aren't natural, things that you haven't seen before. And I wouldn't cut it out yourself, but I would definitely be checking for that to see, you know, if you have something going on somewhere. And in your case, you know, with the street lamps and things, I would check behind your ear, because that seems to be, you know.
That's exactly what I do have a lump behind my ear, and I don't have it on the other side.
Then I would check it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, Hunter, we're going to jump off.
We're going to jump off. We're going to go to the next caller.
We're going to take one more caller.
One more.
Okay, so thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
And thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, bye-bye.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, you're live with Prepper Nurse One and Little Prepper Lady. Who is this?
Hey, you guys. My name is Scott Chastney.
Just make sure you turn us down in the background because it's delayed.
Okay, sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
fine.
Is this better?
Yep, that's better.
Much better. I don't hear an echo anymore. So go ahead.
Hi, guys. Listen, I'm one of your regular followers, Ed. I follow you from the beginning. I just want your opinion on Nikola Tesla.
I think Nikola Tesla.
So far away of our time.
Well, he talked about that he got a lot of his stuff.
On that, please.
What Nikola Tesla got, he got a lot of stuff from dreams.
Yep.
And he believed that he was being given that information by extraterrestrials from, you know, as far as how to do things and stuff like that. He felt that he was like a conduit, you know, and so that's where a lot of his information came from.
Absolutely.
Brilliant man.
Yes.
That he was able to open himself up like that to receive that information is just fascinating.
I agree. And you know what? The fact that I've gotten to talk to you two is just really uplifting. And I just love your channel, love what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
We might work on trying to get it together so that we have one night where we do a live call-in show together, so that everybody can call in with questions. I think that that's going to be really popular. I think that's going to be beneficial for everybody. So we may work on that. That may be something down the future. We'll have to kind of combine things.
Well, what we might end up, we're going to be talking about maybe like every Sunday, have her on with me and do a show together, because, you know,
and do a live call-in at that point, because it's important to have you guys call in and things like that. Yep.
Just want to say thank you to you both for what you're doing, and I support it 100%.
Well, and appreciate you watching, and thank you very much for all of that. It really means a lot, and you know, I just all you guys watching, it means the world to me. It really does.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, that's the last call we're going to take for tonight, but.
We didn't think it was going to be that crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't expect at all that it was going to be.
That's why I kind of jumped in, and we need to do a live call-in show once a week between the two of us, because apparently it's. Why am I so out of focus? Do you see my face?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, come in more. There you go. Scoot your chair up.
I can't. Your big fat legs are in my way.
That's not nice.
I mean, everybody wants me to switch with you anyway, so there's that. Just saying.
There we go.
I'm still out of focus. Am I out of focus, guys? I know. I don't know how to refocus it. No, I can't come a little closer. That's funny. I'll stand up, turn around.
Short girl struggles are real. Exactly.
No, it's still out of focus. I'm going to walk away.
I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't know.
Let's see. Remove that. She'll be back in a second. Oh my God. So anyway, guys, I'd cut the beard so the camera can focus. Yeah, that's right. We should switch. You want to switch over here?
Do you want to switch?
We could do that.
Can you switch with me?
Yeah.
Don't sit on the pillow, though, because you're already freaking falling off. Hold on.
I'll put the pillow
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Here.
Apparently, we have the phone ringing off the hook because everybody wants to talk to us. Is that better?
No, she looks like a giant.
I like it. I'm so not used to that. Wait, there's nothing wrong with the lens.
No. Oh my God, that's.
Hold on, you just had my face in your face. Better?
Now I feel weird sitting over here because that's my chair. Oh my God, how do we kill it? Turn that off. Turn the thing right off.
We are not married.
No, we just got to kill the whole
Hold
thing.
on.
All right.
I know how to kill it. I'm the one who set it up. Hold
Ah.
on. Hold on. We're fixing the phone. Little prep. Look up Dr. Catherine Martin. Will you stop? Hold on. I'm working on it. Power off. Power off. Okay. So
All right.
obviously we're going to have to do some type
A call-in show, absolutely.
of call-in show.
Yeah, we will definitely be
Yes.
doing that for sure.
Because set to center,
The camera.
focus change to area.
You can see us both fine now, though. You were too far away because you're so tiny.
Shut up. It's not my fault.
She's just
It's only
a widow.
11.
She's a widow person.
We're not married, JJ. Not happy wife, happy life. I tried to tell my boyfriend that. My boyfriend.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're just really good friends, and I'm just very upfront and honest in person. So
Yeah, and I'm the same
I mean,
way.
it's whatever. We get along very well, so it works. Anyway, we were not expecting that type of
Reply from the phone. Yeah.
as far as the phone goes.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a trial and error thing. So apparently we're going to have to work together
We're going to be definitely
to
doing
do
that
a
one.
live stream where we have a call in every single week.
Yeah, we'll do Sunday. Sundays could be that day.
And then we'll limit the calls to 3 minutes. So
We want to give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
So it's not like if anybody felt that I cut them off too soon, please don't feel that way. The phone was ringing. We had a lot of people calling in. So
we had a ton of people that we had to ignore, and we apologize just because we wanted to make sure that everybody was able to, hey, that's a good idea.
what's that?
Wisconsin Prepper said to have a fire outside and do a chat live. We could probably do a call-in show if we can get lights.
Yeah, I know it would be tough because it's pretty dark out there.
Dude, you can just put lights and hook it up to the generator.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Shop lights.
Yep.
I'll make
Good
him
first
do it.
run. You'll figure it out. Yeah, we will.
We'll figure it out.
She'll make me.
I don't have a tech guy. He has a tech guy.
That's right.
And I'm
I got a
make
guy.
sure that I remind him that he needs to get a hold of his tech guy. Wink, wink, you know who you are. To set it up so that we can do a call-in every single week.
Yeah, we'll
Bonfire chat would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be
absolutely.
cool.
I'm down for that. Yes. Have a couple beers, have chat, whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll come up with a topic. You guys like it?
Well, if there's beer involved, Grandma will be here. No.
Hey, I'd love to meet your mom.
Yeah, you haven't met her
I
yet.
feel like we would get along really well.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah.
She'd probably be like, what is up with this girl?
So, what do we got here?
Beer and fires, man.
Yeah,
That's
beer and
the
fires
New
are
York
awesome.
way.
That's a country thing, too.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
I got my beer all the time. He was drinking his tea. No, he had wine earlier. It's
I
okay.
did have wine earlier.
And it's Tequila Rose. Yeah.
What do we got here?
2 mirrors and okay, my face is way too close, so I'm gonna just back up.
You're saying you're too close?
No, my face is way too close. I don't like it, and now I'm in the middle of your chest, so that's
There you go.
weird.
Yeah.
I feel awkward.
Am I going to do a get together for subscribers? I think we're going to probably try to set something up when school's out, and we probably July, August.
This is an Aries symbol because I'm Aries. IV source.
So
That's
we'll
what was
probably
on my
be doing
pendant.
something at Letchworth State Park.
When is that?
Probably July, August.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Because we talked about it one time.
We're best friends. You didn't even tell me that?
Oh, we're best friends now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We hang out more than I hang out with
I
anybody
know,
else.
I know, it's kind of weird, I know. It happened very fast.
It did.
She stalks me, guys. I'm scared.
No, he
Help
stalks
me.
me at Dunkin'.
Help me.
That's not even funny. He comes through and orders.
Oh, not on purpose. It's like I got a freaking daughter that loves those stupid Froka Mocha Chokas.
Except for the fact that she came through the other night and said, he made me come down here and order something so that he could see you.
No,
Mhm.
lies.
No,
lies.
it's not lies.
I hold my beer, exactly.
I've done that a few times. Gemini, also the third. No, he is
I'm a Gemini.
I'm an Aries.
Yes. Fire and air.
Fire. Air ignites fire. So
Yes. And I'm a triple air. My rising sign and my moon sign are both air signs as well. So I'm like air. Yeah.
He gets me irritated sometimes.
Me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Never.
Yes. We know it's wrong. You stalker, you.
She stalks me, trust me.
I did not stalk him.
She just showed up at my house. I didn't even tell her where I lived, and she was here. I'm only kidding, guys.
I call him on Snapchat at night to talk to him about things that I can't talk to anybody else about. So, oh my god, I love her. Thank you.
What'd she say?
I'm just real. I am who I am. If you watch my channel, you'll see that I'm just like, it's whatever. I got dogs barking. I got kids. It's whatever.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to shut it down for right now. I appreciate everybody being here for the topic. I like all the input.
Letchworth State Park.
State Park.
Apparently, I didn't know about that.
Well, I didn't tell you yet.
Oh, good. Well, he's going to fill me in, and I will be there too.
Okay. So, but yeah, so I appreciate everybody here tonight. You know, the feedback, the input, and stuff like that. And again, guys, there's no right or wrong answer. You can feel or believe whatever you want to believe.
Theories are strong. Watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better watch yourself.
So anyway, guys, remember, we're all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. Also remember, STD, guys, it's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you, okay? Again, real quick, tomorrow, she's doing the giveaway video. Go over to Little Prepper Lady. Subscribe, get in the giveaway. She's going to be doing the giveaway on Friday, okay?
Yes, I am. And always remember, everything happens for a reason. Whether you're in a good situation or a bad situation, you're on that journey for a reason. So just stick with it. Everything's going to be okay.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Have a good
I'll see
night,
you tomorrow.
guys.